famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
We might be in a situation where we have a superstar coach on our hands, kind of like how we did with Brian Hartline.
So right from the jump, make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight. They're playing the Buckeyes. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Being the Buckeye, there's nothing better, bro. Welcome to the world famous Buckeye Show, hosted by your boys Cleveland Mike and your guy Terry from College Football Stop, man. How you doing, Terry?
Dude, I'm good, man. It's been a while. Honestly, even outside of the show, I haven't really talked to you in a while, bro. Everything's been good on my end, man. Just really excited about college football being here, man. What's up with you?
Man, I've been busy. Kids obviously keeping me busy, man. Sure. I've been having a lot of, construction going on around the house. So it's been kind of noisy while I'm working all week. Ooh. And will probably be that way for the rest of the week and next week as well. But I can't complain, man. It just is what it is, man. But we appreciate everybody that has pulled up right now, man. Again, while you're here, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button also, so that you know that when we go live, we are here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, man. So make sure that you're catching us live. And also, hit this notification bell, right all the way over there where Terry is. Hit that notification bell so that way you know when we go live, right? That way, every time we go live, you get that notification. You can pop right in. We appreciate everybody that's watching on Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter, just go ahead and hit that retweet button and that like button. It costs you nothing. Terry's running things on that YouTube side. We already have a poll in the chat going on. Has Bo Jackson earned RB1? Let us know what you think in the chat. We appreciate everybody for pulling up, man. So
can't wait to talk about Bo Jackson, man.
Hey, we're gonna have a whole conversation about these Buckeyes, man. But while we are here, we have to talk about the news that just dropped. We just had a bombshell right before the show. I'm sitting here trying to read up on it, and basically the NCAA has officially approved the one-time transfer rule, Terry. The NCAA Administrative Committee decided today to eliminate the spring football portal window, but left undecided the exact length and timing of the single fall portal window, reported by Russ Dellinger. What do you think about the no more spring portal to start off with?
Honestly, I don't hate it. I mean, I think it's going to be hard for teams that are in the playoffs still. But also, like, dude, there was a transfer portal window open last year when Ohio State was in the playoffs, and Ryan Day and the coaching staff and Pantoni and all them guys, like, they handled it phenomenally, bro. They took care of it. They did what they had to do. Everybody found a home that wanted to hop in the portal. And then all the guys that they wanted to keep, they kept. So, I mean, it's doable. It's going to be hard for coaches that are still in the playoffs, but, like, hey, it is what it is. And also, you're going to go into spring ball now with your roster. Your roster's locked. When spring ball, I guess maybe there could still be people in the portal and you could pick them up. I don't like, because the transfer window is only for kids to get in the portal, not get out. Right. But the odds of that happening are not, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, once someone's in the portal, they're going to get picked up quick, especially if they're like a big time level player, that could play for Ohio State or a team like that. So I kind of like it, Mike. I kind of like it, bro. I don't hate it.
I mean, it's weird. I kind of feel like one thing I do like is, you definitely got to get your people that you want for that spring portal. I mean, before the spring portal. So one thing that this does that I do like is these young kids, they have to make the right decision right away. They cannot play around with that at all, man. So that's one thing that I do believe. It'll be a deterrent a little bit, instead of like thousands of kids just entering the portal right away. Guys will end up making, better decisions. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes, man. I'm very interested to see how this, this goes. The part that gets me is this, because we don't know the exact calendar of when the other portal is going to be, right? But the committee has also adopted the move to make December a dead period. And it's possible that January 5th through the 31st, a contact period in FBS football, also reported by Russ Dellinger. So my thing is like you were saying earlier, that if you're still playing in the playoff games, right? Like we heard about Ryan Day was not recruiting, wasn't trying to hear anything about recruiting or anything like that while they were going, because they felt they owed it to the players to focus solely on the national title run. Now, does that mean like teams like Ohio State are going to have to switch it up and actually recruit while you're on the national title run?
I mean, bro, sorry, I was tweeting out the show, but I was listening to you there. But yeah, I mean, they're going to have to, but like, I don't think there'll be like actual recruiting. I mean, you're just talking about the transfer portal, right? So like, if you have guys in the transfer portal, they can come visit still or whatever, do what they got to do. But I mean, I don't think it's going to really affect anything. I guess what I'm looking at, I look at college football through an Ohio State lens always. And sometimes that gets me in trouble when I get in conversations with people who are fans of other schools, because for me, I'm like, yeah, bro, like my coaching staff is dynamite. My coaching staff is about to handle this with no problems. Like we're about to get what we want out the portal. You know what I mean? We're going to be in the playoffs, about to win the Natty, and we're about to land one of the best players in the country for the next year's team. Like we're chilling, bro, and nobody's leaving. People ain't leaving unless we want them to. So I'm not, but I could see this being a problem for some other teams, but also the teams that are not on that level with that level of coaching staff and that level of like camaraderie built up within their program are not going to be in the playoffs during this time. They'll be preparing for the following season. So it's like, I don't think it's going to be too hard for just the coaching staffs in general. Just because, like I said, if you're one of them teams that's good enough to be in the playoffs, chances are you're good enough to keep your team around anyway, or you're good enough to where a guy's going to want to come and visit you and kind of work around your playoff schedule and try to come join your team for the following year. So, yeah,
I mean, I see our guy Aaron said, didn't Devin enter the portal and was still on the team on the Natty run? Yeah, he did. But here's the thing. I think Devin did himself a disservice, right? He didn't get to fully shop himself around to be able to go and say, hey, after this Natty or whatever, I can go and I can look at these other schools and there will be a window for me. There was no window for him, really. That's why you saw Bo Pabula, who ended up making one of the better decisions. He went to Mizzou, and now he's the starting quarterback at Mizzou. But the sad part is I think Penn State beats Notre Dame if they still have Bo Pabula.
You might be right. You might be right. Hey,
so that's the harsh part about this is you could be on a Natty run or a playoff run, and guys end up hitting the portal and doing a Bo Pabula on you just so that they could go and get their playing time. And that guy might be key. And what do we always say about playoff teams? You have to have the depth.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that right there is where I do see an issue. Like I said, I look at everything through an Ohio State lens, but even looking at another playoff team like Penn State, like their national championship odds were probably hurt. I mean, no, not probably. Their national championship odds were definitely hurt because of that transfer portal window being there, and because Bo Pabula didn't have a choice. If he wanted to get in the portal and actually shop around and try to find somewhere to go, he had to go. And I mean, unfortunately, like not every school is going to have the opportunity to do what Ohio State did, where their backup quarterback, knowing that he's leaving, is going to stay with the team. Now, granted, we didn't need Devin Brown, but imagine last year if Devin Brown left, Will Howard gets hurt in one of them games, and you need him to come in the game, you don't have Devin Brown. You're throwing a true freshman out there. Now, granted, Julian Sand's a beast, but I mean, I mean, it would have been tough.
He still needed his time, and as you can see, he had his growing pains as well. So,
I mean, yeah, of course,
yeah. So that's definitely not something that we wanted. Now, I got faith in Ryan Day, but it's not something that you wanted, and that's the thing about that. But also, man, on to coaches are getting fired right after week 3, Terry. You have 2 coaches, one in the Big Ten, one in the ACC. UCLA head coach Deshaun Foster got fired after a 35-10 loss to New Mexico. And then you have Virginia Tech coach Brent Pry gets fired after a 45-26 loss to Old Dominion. How do you feel about these early firings? I'm not a fan of it. I think that it's still too soon to go ahead and fire them. I think both teams have started 0-3, but I mean, we seen Florida State. They didn't fire their coach. And they were terrible.
I agree. Now Florida State kind of probably, I would say, had a scapegoat, and they had all kinds of issues, but and they were good the year before that. That's another thing to remember. Florida State, the year before having that terrible year, they put together a really good season, went 13-0, didn't get put in the playoffs. That's a whole nother conversation. But honestly, Mike, I'm kind of excited about these coaches getting fired, but not like, oh, I'm excited that these guys are losing their job. I'm excited to see what happens. Like, I want to see if any of those kids hit the portal. And if they do, what's the process on that? So what do you do? If you hit the portal right now, you just hit the portal, you sit out the rest of this season, and then you play for whatever new team you go to the next year. Like, I would imagine that's how it would have to be. But at the same time, it's like, this may be a way that teams can, I guess, avoid losing their entire team to the portal and buy themselves some time to actually go out and hire a big time head coach. Because if kids are not going to want to skip out on a year of college football, they stay at that school. You go out and hire a big time head coach. Maybe you can then convince that kid to stay. And obviously, the big fish in this situation is Nico at UCLA. I mean, I know he got money to go out there and stuff, but like, Nico went from being considered one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC to on a team that now might not win a game this season. It's like, we'll see what happens with that. That's my biggest thing, is I just want to watch it and see how it plays out, bro. And I mean, and if any of them guys do hit the portal, I mean, you know me, like I said, I look at everything through an Ohio State lens, bro. So is there anybody on the rosters that we might need for next year? Or might want? Send them over here.
Facts, big facts, man. That's my thing. I'm definitely looking like, hey, and here's the thing: UCLA could really screw themselves, because what if the players just say, no, I'm not going to play and I'm just going to redshirt? Now,
that's what I'm saying.
What if you're not selling tickets to your game? I mean, the same thing can be said for the Virginia Tech players. Like, now you're really losing more money. Now you got to still pay your coach as well that you fired, and now you're losing money and not getting ready to be able to, cover his expense and a new coach's expense. But here's the thing: I knew Deshaun Foster was not going to get the sad part is I knew that he wasn't going to get the time that he needed, and it's really sad because they knew he was a new coach. And also to sit there and say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and, get this all turned around in 2 years, when you're sitting there and y'all pumped and basically pushed Chip Kelly out, which pushed other players out, right? It doesn't make any sense. And now I understand why UCLA has the financial issues that they have. So
but dude, at the same time, bro, they might not win a game this year, Mike. Like, I understand Foster, he needs some time to turn it around if he's a good coach and all that good stuff. But dude, if you look at the rest of their schedule and you look at, if we just assume that they don't beat any teams that are better than the teams that they lost to so far, they're not going to win a game this season.
Bro, didn't they win the games last year?
Yeah, but it's 2025, man.
I understand, but my thing is I think that they came out looking bad out the gate last year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
How many games they win last year? Let me pull this up. I'm actually curious about it. You can go. You can continue.
Yeah, I believe that my whole point is you really don't know what you have. It's way too early to just be going ahead and firing people. I mean, you never know how the team could turn around. Maybe you could possibly be building for something next year. But I mean, what last year they beat a bad Hawaii team 16-13. They came out, lost to Indiana. Got smacked by Indiana, got smacked by LSU, got smacked around by Oregon, got smacked around by Penn State, smacked around by Minnesota.
That's a lot of smacking around,
then,
bro.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, after what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, their seventh game, they got to win against a Rutgers team. Whoops, they turned around and then went on a bye, built that up, and got to win against the Nebraska team. And the whole time, even before they got the win against Rutgers, the Minnesota game was close. It was 21-17.
Yeah,
so
looking at looks like they were playing pretty good down the stretch last year.
So my whole thing
you
is you could be building up. Right now, we might suck this year, but can we at least build up for next year? And now you don't have nothing. Now you could suck again next year. Who says you're going to win the game next year?
It's true. Or, like I said, opposite perspective, you get Deshaun Foster. What's his name? What's his name? I'm sorry. Is it Deshaun Foster?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or you get him up out of there. You get a big time coach to come in there because you're UCLA and you got money. You got Nico already as your quarterback because you bought yourself some time because I'm assuming Nico's not just going to shut it down and just not play until next year. You got to bring in a big time head coach. Transfer portal window comes up later in the season. And you can flip this thing in 1 year. I mean, do I think it's going to work out that way? Probably not. Probably not. But I mean, I don't know, man. I just losing to New Mexico, and they got beat pretty bad by New Mexico.
Yeah, it was 35-10. I mean, it was bad, but I think the issue is I think Nico part of the issue, but I mean, here's the thing. If anybody was expecting UCLA to be good this year, sorry for you. Shout out my guy Aaron. He reminds me. We flipped Epi from UCLA.
Hey, man, shout out Epi, man.
They don't really have anybody, bro. They didn't have anybody before, right? They were already at the bottom of the Pac-12. Then they come in the Big Ten, and you thought that they weren't going to be at the bottom of the Big Ten,
right? Hey, Epi's gonna be a problem too, man.
Yeah,
a little Twitch monster. Shout out to the Satanale family.
Hey. I'm ready for it, man. Hey, but before we continue on and get into what everybody is here for, man, let's go ahead and take care of this business. Get your business, product, service, or personal brand to the next level by partnering with the Voice of College Football. See what our partner, Win Agency, has to say about his sponsorship experience with us right here on screen. Let's discuss how you can also reach your target market. Contact us at sponsorships@vocfb.com. Again, that is sponsorships@vocfb.com. We appreciate you. If you got any business right there on screen, you can partner with the Voice of College Football. As we just don't have a Columbus-based network, we have a national wide fan base right here on the Voice of College Football as well. So, Terry, man, let's go ahead and get into it, man. We got to talk about them world famous Buckeye.
Dude, I don't think I've been on here since the season started.
Man.
Am I wrong? But I don't think I've been on here since the season started, bro. I can't wait to talk about this team.
After the Texas game, I believe. I think you were.
Are you sure? I don't think so, bro. Man, I swear I don't think I've been on here since I missed the last two shows. It would have been last week before the Ohio game, and then the last week before it would have been after the Texas game. My bad, y'all. My bad. To the
Terry
chat.
Back.
I'm back. Let's go. No. Play the music.
Cue the music, man. But yeah, Ohio State comes out of the out of the game against Ohio, 39-9. The Buckeyes move on. As Urban Meyer would say, the best thing about being 3-0 is the chance to go 4-0.
Yeah.
And the Buckeyes got, they got an opponent this week, and their opponent is themselves, the bye week. As you see that we have in the title, Ohio State bye week focus. What is Ohio State's focus this week? Me and Terry are going to discuss that. And we're also going to discuss, looking ahead into that Washington game. We're not going to go too deep into detail, but it's something that we are going to dive in just a little bit or whatever, looking ahead. So
that's a good question for the chat too, man. Let us know as we get into this, y'all. What do you think Ohio State should focus on in this off week? Like, I mean, there's obvious stuff. There's like the basics. There's the fundamentals. We're gonna dig into it a little deeper. But what are like the main things that you guys think they need to focus on? Let us know in the chat, and we might get to some of y'all's answers and discuss them here if we got some time. So.
Yeah, so Terry, man, we have not talked since Ohio State has played the Ohio Bobcats. Give me your initial thoughts of the game, just overall opinion of the game before we dive into it.
Yeah, so dude, during the game I was crashing out a little bit. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. What are we doing, bro? I'm like, I'm about to start dog cussing Ryan Day. I'm like, man, we got a team in here trying to waste the clock, and Ryan Day's letting them do it again, just like he does Michigan. I was ready to talk crazy, and then as the time went on, cooler heads prevailed. I'm like, okay, we made some mistakes in the red zone. Otherwise, we would have just blew the doors off of them. And I mean, a couple of like fluky things happened to even give them points in the first place in the first half.
Right.
I think it was not the best game, but I think it was the perfect game that Ohio State could have played leading into this off week, because I think they got humbled a little bit. And not humbled a little bit like, oh, this team is like really messing with us. This team is as good as us. But they got humbled a little bit in the sense of like, you're able to go out and mess up a game.
Yeah. If
you did that versus a better team, you probably are in a dogfight in the fourth quarter, even if it's not like one of the best teams in the country. You do that versus one of the best teams in the country, you're probably losing. And you might not be able to come back in the second half. So I think they got a little bit of a wake-up call. I think it was the perfect game, man, leading into the off week.
Yeah, man. You've seen Arvell Reese as the defensive player of the game and Austin Saraville as the offensive player of the game. And I'll tell you this, I thought it was right on time for Ohio State. And here's the thing. I saw people blaming Brian Hartline and play calling. And it's like I didn't feel like the play calling was bad. Even from the game, you think about it, and everybody's like, the play calling was bad in the red zone. And it's like, okay, I thought the ball to Carnell was actually good, but Carnell was being held. I don't think that if Carnell was being held the way he was right out of his break, that he would have dropped that ball or it would have been an incomplete pass.
He should have caught it anyway, for real.
Yeah, agreed. Now, if I went up there and I told you fans, hey, we can either run the ball or we could throw a jump ball fade to JJ in the corner of the end zone, what do you think the fans going to take?
Oh, man, throw it to JJ, man. Come on.
Exactly.
JJ,
and that's exactly what they did. Now, Julian didn't throw the ball up high enough, and it allowed the defensive player to make a play on the ball. But I don't understand how that went to play calling issues.
There was no play calling issues. But even Julian, he honestly made a couple mistakes in the red zone anyway. Like, there was a couple plays that were open. One to BI. Carnell was open on another play.
To who?
BI?
I need you to say. Hold on. You might have to say that person's whole name because
Brandon. Brandon.
They might not know who BI is.
People been talking crazy about Brandon Ennis, man. I don't know what's going on. Hey, our fan base is ruthless, man.
Hold on.
They'll turn on you in a heartbeat.
Hey, and here's the funny part, right? They asked for Marlon Graham. Marlon Graham was out there. He didn't get the ball.
Nope, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, so what does that mean?
That's what I'm saying, man.
All I'm gonna say, if you're gonna push the narratives, be consistent. Because the film was not lying, bro. It's like Literally,
Nope.
and here's the thing. One of the things that we talked about in the preseason that I told you that I was worried about, Terry, was I was worried about Julian always trying to focus a little too much on JJ. And to be honest, I felt like sometimes when he was trying to focus too much on JJ, it did get him in a couple issues in that game.
I'm cool with it. I don't even care, bro. Just throw it up high enough, man. Come on, don't throw it short. If you're gonna focus on JJ, just throw it up high enough, man. That's an Ohio DB. He ain't jumping in with JJ. Listen,
Well,
I'm gonna be honest, Mike. I'm not ever telling Julian don't look for JJ, bro.
No, I mean, and
Like-
here's the thing. If you're okay with that, and if as our fans have said in it last year, I feel like they walking it back. If you live with it, you got to be okay dying by it, bro. And on a couple in that drive, we died by it. It is okay. But my biggest question that I asked earlier, and I gotta ask you because I know you want to talk about it. Which players earned themselves actual contributions for the season? Because right now we could say, these past couple games has been preseason. Now we're about to get in the meat of the potatoes, and now we're about to find out who are actual contributors, who's the depth pieces. Now, we felt like we had a pretty good 2025 class. Who in that 2025 class do we believe are going to be contributors? I got Devin Sanchez, we know, and Bo Jackson. So let's go ahead and start off with the phenom Bo Jackson.
Listen, I was skeptical on Bo Jackson. And I'm not saying I was skeptical on how good he could be. I was skeptical that he would be the best running back in the room. I was big on James Peoples, big on CJ Donaldson. But honestly, just after watching Bo, I think that it's imperative that we play him more because it's not even like, well, Bo Jackson right now is the best running back. And even if you think that, like, that's fine. I'm cool with anybody thinking that or saying that. I need Bo Jackson to be one of the best running backs in college football by the end of this season. By the time we get in the playoffs, I need Bo Jackson to be like, our weapons on this team are Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Bo Jackson. That's what I need from Bo Jackson because I think he's that good after watching him play. Max Clare, B.I., listen, all of them. But Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Bo Jackson, like that's what I want to see. And I think he's good enough to do it. That's why I'm super excited, bro. I can't wait to see more of Bo Jackson. Like every time he touches the ball, it's like, and you know who he reminds me of? Listen, I've been telling people this, and I haven't said this on the camera yet. So I might get killed for it. I don't even care. Bo Jackson reminds me of Zeke. The way he runs the ball, he reminds me of Zeke. And when I say that, I'm going to explain what I'm talking about.
It was the way he jumped through that little crease hole. It was the way he got through that.
That's one of them. That's one of the things. It's a lot of stuff, bro. It's the fact that he runs high. Zeke always ran high, but he ran with such good balance that he was like impossible to tackle. He wasn't one of them running backs like James Peoples where he's running constantly, he's down. You know what I mean? He's running high, but his balance is crazy. And what that allows him to do is when a tackler's coming into him, he can just make a little tiny sidestep. He don't got to do a big jump step. He can boom and he's out of there. And just, dude, the way that he runs, the way that he shimmies through the hole, the way that he makes people miss and it looks effortless. I see Zeke. I can't unsee it, bro. Every time I watch him, I'm like, he looks like Zeke, bro. I mean, and everybody keeps telling me I'm crazy. Like, obviously, he's not that talent level that, not yet, at least. He hasn't done enough to prove that. And it's always going to be that way when you talk about a young player and compare them to somebody who's really good, right? It's always going to be like, oh, that's a crazy comparison. You shouldn't put that on him. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care, bro. I don't care. His name's Lamar Bo Jackson, and he runs like Zeke. Hey, I need him on the field all the time.
Yeah. Hey, our guy Kevin said, can he block like Zeke? I think that's the one thing that he has to work on. Well, two things that he has to work on. That. And Ryan Day also said, as we're going to put as much on his plate as he can handle, right? And also one thing that Ryan Day emphasized, speaking about Jackson, was being able to take care of the football. But Ryan Day praised how he's able to catch the ball out of the backfield. I mean, I feel like we've only got to see it a couple times. So that just tells me like Ryan Day feels he can get really creative with Bo Jackson. You talking about some of those wheel routes or something like that. I think that Bo Jackson is one of those. I would love to see Bo Jackson getting one of those Travion Henderson screenplays as well, man. I mean, I'm very excited for Bo. I put in there that Terry been sleeping on Cleveland. But yeah, I'm excited for Bo. I think that he's definitely going to be our best back. I said that I want him starting by the end of the season because he is a young guy, and I just don't want his body to be like wore down by end of the season. So if he's starting by that Team Up North game, I'll be happy.
Yep. And honestly, like that's what I meant when I was saying, like, I don't need him to be the full-time starter. Like, he don't need to be our workhorse back, like in this stretch that we're in right now, the season. I need him to be one of the best running backs in college football by the end of the season. And then once we get into the like you said, the Michigan game, the Big Ten championship, the playoffs, I need to know that we have a real weapon at running back. And I think that Bo Jackson is a weapon. And I don't want them to start him right now and run him into the ground. That's not what we need to do. I think James Peoples and CJ Donaldson are both good. I think our O-line is elite where we can still run the ball, as you're getting them guys reps. So let's keep doing it, but let's keep getting Bo Jackson in the game earlier and earlier. Even if he never starts a game, I don't really care about that. Just get him in the game earlier and earlier. Don't make him wait till the middle of the second quarter before he sees a rep. Like, let's see him in the first quarter. And it doesn't have to be series by series either. Like, you don't have to give this series to James Peoples because they don't do that for Bo Jackson. Like, he goes out there and makes a 30-yard run, whatever it is, they take him out the game and put CJ Donaldson in. So, like, don't, if a running back goes out there and makes a play or needs a breather, put Bo Jackson out there. Let's go. But make the defense adjust on the fly.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you, man. And one thing that Heartline had talked about, because me, I'm always trying to look for the little stuff in them coaches' interviews, right? And Heartline had talked about the tight ends deserving touches, and everybody was like, oh, Brandon Ennis didn't get this. And we seen Brandon Ennis, if you watched the All-22 film, we seen B.I. was open. He should have at least had 2 touchdowns in that game. But that's beside the point. Also, we went to a lot of 12 personnel in that game, which takes Brandon Ennis off the field. Yep. And again, like I was saying, Brian Hartline saying those guys deserve touches. Now, one thing that I talked about, Terry, and I know before, we didn't talk this past week, but the week before, I told you I felt like we were going to be vanilla and not show much until we go into that Big Ten play against Washington. And I still feel that way. And with Brian Hartline saying that, and then Ryan Day kind of co-signing, saying, hey, we showing all of this, 12, 13 personnel with the different formations that we can do. It puts a lot of stress on defenses and the things that they have to prepare for. So, I mean, I think that Ohio State is still going to use that to its advantage, but I don't believe that we've seen anywhere near where this offense can be.
I agree, dude. Like, I think the sky is the limit for this offense. Like, I believe that we have, if not the best, then like at least the top 3 defense in college football this year. And I think that the offense can be just as good as they continue to go on. And like you said, dude, they've been running 12 personnel, 13 personnel, 22, they've been doing all kinds of stuff, mixing it up. Dude, there was a play in the first quarter of the Ohio game where David Adolph was in at wide receiver. They're just mixing it up and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But I kind of like it. Let's keep doing that. Get more guys reps. Get Brian Hartline, I guess, just more experience calling these plays and stuff. I think that they're going to really buckle down, like you said, when we get into Big Ten play coming up with this Washington game. And I think that you could really see the offense kind of go stupid in this game because I know Washington's defense is probably decent, but it's not going to be elite. And I think that this offense is really elite, especially if we can get the run game going with Bo Jackson. Even the other guys. Like, I don't want to just completely write the other guys off because I feel like there's still so many games left that There's going to be a couple games this year where James Peoples or CJ Donaldson go off, and you only see a couple carries from Bo Jackson, or maybe a like a come back to earth moment for him or something. But I agree with you. I think this offense is crazy. The potential, like, sky's the limit with it.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about this offense, man, but this defense, and again, like I was saying, young guys who are going to contribute, Devin Sanchez being one of them. Now, shout out Lorenzo Styles. I believe that he is okay. Yep. I saw him on the Austin Warren's notebook thing, and he kind of walked out of the frame or whatever, but he looked okay. He didn't look like he was needing any assistance or he had his arm in a sling or anything like that. He and Sonny Styles also said that he'll be okay. Said that he could have came back out there, but it was Ohio, so why, right? But when he went down, I thought that, hey, are we going to see Bryce West? No. They moved Jermaine Matthews to nickel and bring in the freshman phenom, Devin Sanchez. Shout out Devin Sanchez. And the young man looks good. And Matt Patricia keeps raving about him and just saying that they have more that they want to do with him.
He looks good out there, man. I think that he looks like nails in coverage. Like, in coverage, I feel like he's elite, and he's going to continue being elite. Hopefully they do start doing more things with him, but I want to see him get his hands on the ball, man. Even like a PBU, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see. I feel like he hasn't even been challenged. There's like they only targeted him like one time since that I can even remember of, since he's been playing, like getting on the field with some. And that was on like a wheel route, and it was like, okay, it was a good throw, whatever. He probably could have made a play on it, but I think he didn't see the ball. But I want to see him get his hands on the ball, bro. Like I said, even if it's a PBU or like I said, dare I say, an interception, I think it's coming for him, and I think we have a real special one with him. Like, I really do. I think that we got a 2-year starter after this year, just because of obviously what we have on the team this year. And it was telling, like you said, when Lorenzo got hurt, it was immediately like, okay, Devin, it's your time. Like, you're starting. You're the corner now. You're the Ohio State corner. And Jermaine, we're not putting Devin in the slot, so you're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
Whether you want to or not. Like,
I think it's amazing, man. And it's just good to see, because this is what we've asked for years, right? Like, we want to see the young guys on the field being able to contribute, and also getting those game time reps, because you never know if anything goes happen. We've seen it. Things happen in the game, and then those guys, they're not ready for the moment because they don't have the game time reps. So
exactly.
I'm very excited. Shout out Devin Sanchez and the Sanchez family, man. Hope that they continue to keep shining, man. But defensive player of the game was Arvell Reese, man. And I said that this Ohio game was the tune-up game, because going up against Washington, we're going to have to go up against a mobile quarterback. And seeing Arvell Reese and just his pursuit to the ball carrier is insane. I'm very excited. If we need somebody to spy this quarterback going into the Washington game, definitely voting for it to be Arvell Reese.
Dude, I can't say enough about Arvell, bro. Like you said, I mean, going into this game, I expect Arvell to have a big game, just because of, like I said, the type of quarterback it is. And I seen a clip that was kind of going around of their quarterback where he like made a couple guys miss and hit a little spin move. And I'm like, imagine if that slow guy, I said, I ain't even gonna say it. I said slow white guy, but I said, imagine if that slow white number 39 or whatever his name was. Imagine if that was Arvell Reese. This is getting hit in the backfield. And honestly, like, I know their quarterback is a good athlete, bro, but I don't think that he's gonna want to run against our defense, because one, we have a guy like Arvell Reese who's gonna hawk him down. Arvell's already one of those types of players that when he hits you, you feel it. Like, he hits you and you fall down, and he falls on top of you, and he's going to get up and scream in your face. And he's 6 foot, freaking looks like he's 6'8", but he's 6'4", and he's a monster. So I don't think that their quarterback's going to want to run all like that, bro. And if he does, he's going to get hit. And even other guys, like we're talking about Arvell, but like if I'm a quarterback, do I want to get hit by Jalen McClain?
No,
do I want to get hit by
God.
Sonny Styles? Like, do I want to get hit? Go ahead.
No, and that was my whole thing was you see the spin moves, right? Somebody had posted his highlights in the chat, and I was like, oh, he does not want to do all of that spinning. You go ahead and hit a spin move on one person, and you got McClain coming downhill. That's a recipe for disaster. I do not expect you to have the ball in your hands by the time you hit the grass.
Mike McClain's gonna get kicked out of a game this year, bro.
And then it's gonna be a Denzel Ward type of situation because they're gonna have to apologize to him. But yeah. I mean, this man definitely graduated with honors from the Pay That Ransom Academy, man. Definitely graduated with honors, cause good Lord, bro.
So we got rid of Lathan Ransom, and what we got was mini Lathan Ransom combined with Caleb Downs. And it's like, okay, give me that. I'm cool with that. Like, I've been hype about McClain, man, for so long. I know we're bouncing around here, but ever since I went to practice, I know I always tell this story because it's like one of my favorite stories ever about Ohio State football. I went to practice last year. So I went this year also, but I went last year, and the same play, like what happened again in the Ohio U game, happened in practice, and it was Kojo Antwi, and Jalen McClain came down and hit him so hard that everybody in the stands was like, or everybody in the crowd was like, oh, and then he got kicked out of practice for hitting his teammate so hard, bro. It was like, I couldn't even believe it. Kojo was hurt. Listen, sorry, I'm not. It's not funny that Kojo was hurt, but Kojo was hurt, and he had to go run laps and got kicked out of practice for hitting his teammate too hard.
Hey, you ain't got to worry about it in the game, man. Hey, they say it's all fair in the game, long as it's not your teammate.
They wanted to call targeting on him so bad too, but they couldn't. That was the cleanest hit you could ever see, man.
So the question is have we seen all that we're going to see from Ohio State's defense? Is Ohio State's defense is what it is, or does it have more in the tank? And here's the thing. I told people I expected our defense to be a little vanilla, and everybody's like, but y'all doing these exotic coverages, y'all doing these, coffee house things. I'm like, I still don't believe that Matt Patricia has gotten his bag. And also listening to his interview today, Terry, or what was it yesterday, was what caught my eye was these players they want to prove themselves to this man so bad, Terry, that he's sitting here saying, okay, we don't have this play down, right? We probably still need to work. I'm not going to install this just yet. And the guys go and they work on it, and they're like, hey, give us one more chance. And he said the way that they just fix and that they adapt so quickly is amazing. I mean, excited about it.
We got elite young humans on this team, bro. Ryan Day, if that's one thing that Ryan Day does, he's bringing elite young men onto this football team, and he's turning them into even better, more elite young men. And that's been just pretty much the story of the Ryan Day era. And then you bring in a guy like Matt Patricia, who I don't care what people said about him before. All I know is what he is now, bro. And he is literally looks like a developer of young men. Like, that's what he looks like to me. And I think these players are just all super excited to play for him. And it shows on the field, man. Everybody looks like they look like they're having fun, bro. Our defense looks like they want to be out there and they're having fun playing defense. Every time our defense is on the field, I'm like, somebody's about to make a play. I'm not worried about the other team scoring. Like, when they score, okay, we're going to deal with that. We're going to handle that. But I'm like, somebody's about to make a play. Somebody's about to get smacked. Somebody's about to get an interception. Somebody's about to get a sack. And I mean, it's just super exciting, bro. And Mike, I was one who was pumping this from the jump. As soon as we got Matt Patricia, I'm like, this is about to be crazy. I'm like, this defense might be better than last year's defense. And nobody wanted to believe me, man. I know you did, because you said this. What is it, Mike? the year of
the Twitch monsters.
The year of the Twitch monsters. Yep. So you believe me, but now we're seeing it on the field. And Matt Patricia, listen, I hope we can keep him for a couple years. Like, honestly, I hope we can keep him for a couple years.
You know what? I was thinking about that. And here's the thing. He seems so happy. He seems so happy. That's so the thing. Happy, bro. And he was talking as well about all the depth of the players, how he's able to use that depth to his advantage as well. And it's just, I believe he also spoke on his family being happy in Columbus. I mean, why not go ahead? Like I always said, I even said this about Nose. Like, I think that as a coach, if you want to set up roots in Columbus, I feel like there is no better place for it. You come to Columbus, you win a couple national championships just as the DC. Like I said, Nose could have had his own championship cigar house, but he wanted to be some Fugazi dude or something like that, whatever that is.
I just think that Jim Knowles, I think that Ryan Day, after that first year where we gave up all them big plays and stuff, Ryan Day was not trying to let Jim Knowles just do whatever he wanted to do. And every time he did, I feel like it went bad. But it went bad because I just think that he wasn't given enough time. I don't think Jim Knowles is a bad DC, man. I don't want to hate on dude, but I think that his players got to do what he wants his players to do. And if you're a freak athlete and he doesn't want you to get after the quarterback, he wants you to read and react on a run play, and it takes you a little bit of extra time for you to read and react, then you're going to look like a bad player in that situation. And Matt Patricia is not doing that. If Matt Patricia sees that he's asking you to read and react on a play and you're struggling with that and you're looking like a bad player, but you're a freak athlete, okay, that's cool. So this is not your strong suit right now. We'll work on it. We'll continue getting better at it. But for now, this is what we're going to do because you're an elite football player and we're going to make you look like an elite football player. And I think that's what we've been missing. And I think it impacted a lot. I think it impacted recruiting on defense. I think it impacted just the overall ability for our defense to go out and win big games. It impacted how our defense played late in games. All that stuff I think was impacted by just the philosophy that Jim Knowles had. And I think Matt Patricia flipped that on his head in a short amount of time, man.
Hey, agree. I'm very excited. And I also believe that Ryan Day, he got back to his philosophy of the defense when he first came to Ohio State. Let me get a guy who got NFL experience. Let me get a guy who understands NFL concepts and things like that. And then also who understands the personnel. Because that was one thing that Ryan Day said is he understands personnel. That's why I say, Terry, like I be paying attention to these interviews and like when they be talking, it's certain words that you can just see and that you can tell you be like, oh, okay, I see what I see where the shade coming from, bro.
Did you see when Ryan Day said they was like, what do you think about Matt Patricia being on the field? And he was like, I just told him get off the field on third down. I was like, oh, like the hater in me wants that to be a shot at Jim Knowles, but I don't know if it was.
How is it not?
Hey, it wanted me. Hey, I wanted it to be. I don't know if it was. It don't matter if it was, to be honest. But hey, and listen, let me tell you something. Like I've been watching NFL football, right? And most people are gonna be like, okay, whatever, you've been watching NFL football, but I've never been an NFL football fan. I don't have a favorite team in the NFL. Never watched NFL hardly. I would watch a game every now and then, maybe a playoff game, but I've been watching more NFL football this year than I ever have. And watching the defense and what they do, and then being able to look back and be like, last year we didn't do anything even close to this. But what I'm seeing us do this year is similar to what these NFL teams are doing. They're getting sacks half the time on third down, and I'm watching what they're doing, and I'm like, we never did anything like that last year. But this year, when it's third down, you see 5 or 6 people come up to the line and line up, and the O-line doesn't know what guys are coming and what guys are dropping. And you see that working. You see guys coming free because of that. So we're not just relying on our players to have to win a one-on-one in order for them. I mean, granted they can win a one-on-one, but we're not relying on them to win a one-on-one where the other team knows where they're coming from. We're relying on our defensive coordinator going out there and scheming stuff up, and I'm loving it, bro. I'm loving it. I mean, if you can't tell by what I'm talking about, it's like I'm super excited. I can't wait to watch this defense.
Big fact. Hey Terry, man, you got the YouTube up? Are you
Yes,
able to pull up our top fans and name our top 5 fans for the day?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Here we go. All right. Let's go from the bottom. At number 5, we got Kevin Chavez. Thank you so much, man. Then we got Jam OSU. And then we got Daniel Henry. And we got number 2, we got Day 1K. And our number 1 top fan for the day so far, man, Aaron. So I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for talking to us in the chat, man. You guys are awesome, man.
We appreciate you all. And to do the top fans on YouTube, you just got to like, comment inside the you can comment. It tracks that as well. You can get off of the live chat and leave a comment as well. And then it also tracks what you're doing in the live chat. Also, if you're sharing. So we appreciate all of our top fans. Y'all make sure y'all keep that up. But before we get out of here, we told y'all we was going to sneak around that corner to Washington. That will be a 3:30 kickoff on CBS on September 27th. So Ohio State will be hitting the road out there. Last year, I was worried about the travel, right? I was worried about the travel. I didn't feel like that played a part in that game against Oregon. I think that the staff did a pretty good job on that. Now, but obviously, teams did not do a good job going on the West Coast. That's why I put this as our trap game. So, Terry, tell me how you feeling about this game and just give us your initial thoughts before we head on out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a trap game, bro. I think that the Ryan Day knows that this is like in the team. They know that this is a big time game against a team on the West Coast. And dude, they're undefeated for like the last 20 something games at home or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, already like there's nothing trappy about this game to me. I just think like it might be a tough environment. It might be a sloppy game because it's on the road and it's the first road game for a lot of these kids that are playing. But to me, there's no trap game here. It's, you know what I mean? Like Ohio State knows what they're getting into. And I think that that's going to show on the field. I think Ohio State's going to take care of business in this game. Well, obviously we'll talk about it more next week and stuff, but.
For sure. Yeah. The ESPN FPI predictor has Ohio State at 76.5 already. I did see that Washington's defense gave up 21 points in week 1 to Colorado State University. But they held UC Davis to 10 points. I mean, also an issue that Washington is having that I'm seeing right now is penalties. Now they have a rivalry game. Let's see if they can clean it up a little bit. But you know how those rivalry games go. Sometimes you just got to throw everything out the window. But
they better not lose. They better not lose, man.
Oh, they better not. I mean, because to be honest, right now they're sitting at 2-0. They win that game, they could be 3-0. I don't think that they could possibly be ranked. I was hoping that they would be, just so we could have that under our belt. But doesn't look like that's going to happen. But I tell you, all Buckeye fans should be doing a watch for this game. It is a 7:30 kickoff on CBS as well. So make sure that you guys are checking that out.
Wait, no, our game with Washington ain't 7:30.
No, I'm telling the fans it go. Yeah, if you want to watch this.
My bad.
Yeah, it's a 7:30
That's the Apple Cup, right? That's what they call that.
I don't know. I guess so. Who knows, man? It ain't as big as the game. So
hey, listen, Mike, real quick before we get out of here. I see my guy in the looking at the chat here. He says, "Don't forget about X, fellas," and definitely we're not forgetting about the people watching on X, man. I can't see the live people or like the top people on X, but Steve, I know you're one of them, bro, because you always are. So I appreciate you coming, appreciate you watching. Everybody on X, but seeing my guy Steve it made me think of something that I haven't done this year, Mike. And that's my upset of the week. I haven't done it one time this week, and this one's gonna be a wild one. It's gonna be a wild one.
I already know which one it is. Is it?
Which one? Let me hear it.
TTUN?
No. I think they're gonna lose, but that's not that big of an upset to me because I don't think it's that big of an upset. I think Nebraska might just be a better team than them. The upset of the week this week is Florida over Miami. That's the one that's going to hit, and that one is going to hurt some Miami fans real bad. Dang. I know Miami's look good, but I'm not believing in Miami to the point of where I believe in that they're going to go out week by week and win every single game until I see it happen. I know I picked them to be one of my playoff teams. If you remember, you called me crazy for it. Yeah. You called me crazy for it. But this week, Florida beats Miami and messes up the whole thing they got going on down there. That's what I'm going with.
All right, man. Again, we appreciate everybody for coming here. Thank you for checking us out right here on the Voice of College Football. Again, if you are watching on Twitter, we appreciate you all. We can't see that. I don't think that Twitter right now has a top fans thing going on, but we definitely appreciate everybody there. Man. Yeah, it's more than Steve.
No, man. I know. But hey, that's my dog, man.
Just make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that retweet button as well. It costs you nothing to do that. Support the show. It just helps us grow and get more eyes on the show. And again, we are here every Wednesday at 7:30. Tomorrow, check out my guy Garrison for the call-in show. And every Saturday that Ohio State has a football game, myself and Garrison will be doing the post-game live directly after the game. So again, hit that notification bell so that you know when we go live. We appreciate you all, and we out of here.
World-famous Ohio State Buckeyes.
We might be in a situation where we have a superstar coach on our hands, kind of like how we did with Brian Hartline.
So right from the jump, make sure they understand they're playing somebody different tonight. They're playing the Buckeyes. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Being the Buckeye, there's nothing better, bro.